Hello, and welcome to the Glen Ellyn Experience, where we showcase the people and places that make Glen Ellyn, Illinois a unique place to shop, dine, work, and play. I'm your host, Meredith Hanna, and today we're at Sign Identity, located at 415 Taft Avenue in Glen Ellyn. And we're joined by Tom Van Winkle, owner and president of Sign Identity. Tom, thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Tell us a little bit about Sign Identity. You guys have been around for a while. Yeah?
I've been in business for 24 years.
24 years.
Started it from scratch. Originally was located on Butterfield Road, and then after about 4 years I moved on to Roosevelt Road, and I was located next to the Community Bank building. And we were there until 2003, and then moved into this location. So and been part of the Glen Ellyn community for about 19 years.
So 24 years. So you've seen a lot of evolution in the sign industry.
Yes,
it seems
I have.
like during that time,
Yes.
we have gone from one extreme all the way to another. And you guys
Right.
have a whole bunch of new techniques and different things
Right.
that you do that we'll get to see a little bit of today.
Correct.
So your customers are businesses, small and large.
Right.
Do you also do signs like if I'm having a party?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do birthdays, anniversaries, retirement parties. Okay. We make up banners or signs for those events, and then, like you said, all different types of businesses, from small businesses to large corporations.
Yeah, and we'll see
Okay.
some of that when we walk
Correct.
around here
Yes,
today.
we
That's
will.
great.
Okay.
And I would say that's one of the benefits to having a sign company in our own town.
Correct.
Is that you're very familiar with the regulations for
That's
Glen
right.
Ellyn, and so you're able to help those businesses and folks work through those processes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful because before we get too deep into the project, we kind of address that right up front, so they know going in what is they can do and what they can't do, and it just helps to speed the process along. So, especially when we get into the process of applying for the sign permit and things like that, if I know we have all the bases covered, when it goes in, it just, the process is very smooth.
Right. So Tom, tell me about these printers. What do we have going on here?
All right, well, what we have here, these are two large format digital printers, okay? They're 63 inches wide, so we can print up to a 60-inch print on it. We can print on vinyl, we can print on banner materials, plastic materials, okay? Some are adhesive back, some aren't, okay? And from this process here, we take it and we take it into our production area where we'll trim it out and cut it. And sometimes they get laminated. In this case, these prints will be laminated with a satin lamination, okay? And that just helps in terms of UV protection and also from soiling and fingerprints and stuff like that.
Now, do they provide you with the artwork, or do you do artwork for them?
Okay, in this case, they provided us the artwork, okay? And we give them the parameters on what we look for and what we need, okay, to produce the
The level of quality.
That's
and all
right,
that
that's right.
Yeah.
And the format that we need, okay, to produce it. We guide the customer in terms of what we need to start with, okay? We can't, a lot of times we'll say, well, take my logo off the website.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't work. Okay?
Sure.
Because in many cases we're blowing it up to a very large size and it just pixelates and
Pixelates,
falls
yeah.
apart. Okay. So we'll give them the parameters that what we need to look the file to be.
Now, do you also provide graphic design services?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so
Yes,
if we
we
didn't
do.
have that,
Correct.
that's something you could work with them on.
I have a couple of guys that do graphic design for me. Okay, they've been doing it for one guy for 15, another one for 20 years. Okay.
Yeah.
We have at our disposal a full array of photographic elements that we can draw from. Customers will ask me, how many fonts do you have?
Yeah.
I said, well, we probably have over 40,000 different fonts.
Yeah.
Why don't we suggest a few?
Yeah. Instead of going through all of those? Come on.
Right. This banner is actually the winter banner for Market Plaza. Okay. We just completed installing the new banners for the summer series, which also there is a secondary banner that part of the community Market Plaza.
Yeah.
And so These were just installed. The summer ones were just installed about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And these will be going up this winter.
Very cool.
Okay.
So we can look for those.
Right. You can look for those. Okay.
And then these are some other samples of work you've done?
These are samples of jobs that we've done. Okay. And it was a cool photograph, and so we printed one, framed it, and hung it on the wall.
Yeah.
Because everybody asks us a lot of times, well, what is the quality? Okay.
Yeah.
How good is the print? Okay.
So that
and so this gives you an idea of the quality that we could print at. Someone will say to me, well, what's the DPI? Okay. Well, the machine prints at 600 by 600. Okay. That's that machine. This one's 720 by 720. But I'll tell people, it all depends on how you're viewing this.
Yeah,
I said, if you're looking at a billboard on the highway, what do you think the DPI of that is?
No idea.
4.
Wow.
Because from that distance, you wouldn't see the detail.
Right.
And it's all based on how close you are viewing something. Okay. So we try to take the customer through the process so they understand what they're going to get.
So Tom, you were also telling us about how the evolution of signs over the years, and this is a new project you just did.
Right, and this was for an apartment complex up in Morton Grove. In the series of the steps, we proposed a design to them, and they liked this idea. And this is a new product, fairly new, and this is a foam-based sign. So it's all manufactured in-house. It has a plywood interior covered with the foam, and the foam is cut into the various shapes. Here, the field stone, okay? Or we could have it in a brick shape or anything that we
so cool.
are looking at.
Yeah, see, I can hold it with one hand.
Right. The sign is painted to resemble the field stone, okay? And then the sign faces are made so we can apply whatever lettering we want to it.
It looks like they're raised lettering that you put
right.
on it.
In this job, we went with a acrylic painted lettering that was stud mounted to the sign face. The unique thing is these signs weighed about 175 pounds each, so we were able to carry them to the site. And they're supported on aluminum tubes. And so we augured post holes, set the signs, and poured concrete, and completed the project in a few hours. Steve here is applying graphics to the vehicle, okay? And again, this is a situation where you take the taped graphics, and now they're being transferred to the vehicle. Steve, why don't you put this one down here so they can see how that is applied. We position everything, we hinge it, it's on a hinge, and then
Just where you want it.
where it wants, so it's not moving, and then we squeegee it down to the vehicle. So again, this is how we keep everything level and spaced properly. Okay, and then the last step is we remove the transfer tape, and that leaves us the image applied to the vehicle. Now this process has replaced a painted vehicle, okay? And with the advent of corporate logos on vehicles, companies want consistency, okay? And a painted logo is never consistent, okay? And so the vinyl graphics offer consistency in terms of duplication and size, okay? And they also offer a longevity. A painted vehicle always will start to fade after time, okay?
And this won't?
And this won't, because the material is consistent all the way through. If you ever looked at a painted vehicle, you'll see when they outline the letter, and then they take the brush to fill in. Well, when you press a brush down on the surface, what happens is it's thin in the center and it pushes the paint to the edges.
Yep.
Okay? And if you ever looked at a painted vehicle's letters, they start to fade in the center first because it's not the same consistency all the way through. Where the vinyl letter is the same consistency all the way through and will not fade. So in this case, the customer had the design, sent us the files, and then we set it all up to fit the vehicle that they purchased, and brought it and dropped it off, and it'll be finished today.
Very cool. Well, thank you so
So,
much,
you're
Tom, for
welcome.
this great
Oh,
tour of
great.
Sign Identity
Thank
and all
you.
the different resources that we have here. I really appreciate your time.
Wonderful.
Thank you for joining us today. And remember, when you're in the Chicagoland area, to stop by Glen Ellyn's unique places to shop, dine, work, and play. We'll see you on the next installment of the Glen Ellyn Experience.